What up, guys? So this video is going to be a little weird because the title was I hate reading, but truth is I actually love reading now, but I never used to. The thing is, school just brainwashes you into books that totally suck for the majority of people. Like 90% of the class is not going to want to read Lord of the Flies. If you're in high school and you had to read that, I'm sorry. I had to read the same thing. But once you start getting into books that will help you and are actually interesting, you can read that book from cover to cover without a problem. And the thing with that is it's going to teach you so much about your life, and you can apply these skills that you learned in books to your actual life and just grow and reach your highest potential. So we're going to dive into reading and why I hated reading and why you probably hate reading too. So let's go.
Just put it all on me. Just put it all on me. Just put it all on me. Just put it all on
So first of all, reading sucked for me as a kid. I hated it. I would go to school and they'd force you to do accelerated reading or something. That was a system that my school put in. But I hated it because a lot of times you had to read fiction books that were just nothing that you had interest in, and everybody in the class was forced to read it. I just remember my mom would set a timer for me to read for 30 minutes, and I just dreaded that time. I would come home from school and literally try to do anything to not have to read for 30 minutes. And that's completely changed now. I will read a book in 2 days if I really want to and it's really interesting. I don't really read fiction books anymore because I just would rather watch a movie. And that's another way too to kind of get into this. If you like movies, watch movies. One way that you can still get the knowledge out of books, like self-development books and just interesting things, is to listen to podcasts while you drive. Or if you're with your parents, put on your headphones and just listen to podcasts. If you're into sports, listen to Kobe Bryant and his advice, or Tom Brady and his advice. There's so many podcasts that you can listen to, and I'm actually going to leave a link in the description to if you have Spotify. This is perfect. These are a bunch of the podcasts that I've listened to that have actually helped me live my dream life, I guess. These podcasts have so much value in them, so they're so entertaining, and you just learn so much. And so that's one way to get into this whole self-development, learning type of thing. All this information is kind of learned from books and people's experiences. There's so much value that you can get. But the thing goes back to school. And school brainwashes you to think that you don't like reading. And I hate that. That is such a big problem, especially for our generation. Once you start listening to podcasts and you actually enjoy the content that you're learning from, I encourage you to get into books. And I'm actually going to give you 5 recommendations. These are great books to kind of start with and just read, because the things inside them that you're going to learn are absolutely incredible. And yeah, so number 1, and this is because I used to really be into sports, I like to incorporate things that you actually enjoy doing with personal development and just learning. So one of my favorite books that you can read is Relentless by Tim Grover. This is a book about Kobe Bryant's trainer and also Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade's trainer, but this dude coaches Kobe Bryant and all those guys on their mindset. So this guy knows so much about sports, and he knows a lot about self-development and being relentless in your life. And it's all about pushing through the blockages, being a cleaner, which basically means in and out every single night you are putting in the work. If it's 3 a.m., you're in the gym, you're working out, you're making vlogs every single day, all those types of things. And this is gonna motivate you so much to just go and fucking kill life, So I love this book, especially if you're into sports. So Relentless by Tim Grover. Number 2 is about money and just being financially stable and living on a path to your money dreams. It's an incredible book. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosak. Robert Kiyosaki. A lot of us grow up in families that don't necessarily have it made financially, okay? And that's not to say anything about you. It's just, that's just how it is in our society, and a lot of us kind of have to deal with that. So one of the things for me is I never want future generations and my kids to ever have to deal with those things, and I want to learn how to be financially stable for my whole life and to go out and retire by the time I'm like 35. And so this book is really going to teach you how to master money, all the workarounds, and doing what you want in life, not getting forced into the 9 to 5, the matrix, all that stuff. And I definitely advise you to read that book. It's a great one to get started. Number 3, and this is a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is one of my favorite books of all time. If you struggle socially, or you just kind of have a hard time finding friends or making friends, this book is perfect for you because it's going to teach you how to do that and make high quality friends, know what you want in your friend group, and just how to like master your social life. So that book is awesome. The main idea of it is to basically give more than you receive. The way to make friends is to actually give more value and never owe anyone anything. That quote I love so much. The idea of it is to give so much value and to give everything out for free. Give so much value to people that they want to give things back to you. And you can pick what time to take in those things. So like, say if you're making a clothing brand, or you have a business, you give so many people just value because you like them. And at some point, you're going to want that value back. They are so ready to give it to you because of all those things you did in the past that you can just pull the trigger and say, hey, can you wear my clothes and just post it on your Instagram? And they're like, yeah, dude, of course I can. There you go. Never owe anyone anything. That book is awesome. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie. Yeah, that's the guy who writes it. Number 4, I'm actually just finished this book right now. It is The Way of the Superior Man. This is by David Dida, and I love this book. And you don't have to be a man to read it. You can be a woman, or it's just all about feminine and masculine energy and how it's kind of like the yin and the yang, like they both need each other. And it's so interesting. It's really going to empower you to feel literally a superior man in everything that you do, or woman. But I love that book so much, and I've learned a lot about men and women and how they kind of interact, and masculine energy, feminine energy, finding the right woman in your life to go after and live your dreams, because the right woman in your life is the one who's going to support you. The masculine energy wants to go and live their dream. They want to go and find a passion, and that's their number one goal in their life. And the feminine energy, they want to feel loved, and they want to feel cared for, and so they both kind of correlate, I guess. And they also do that physically. But that book is really great. Whether you are masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. Read that book because it's awesome and it's really enjoyable. So, Way of the Superior Man. And then lastly, if you have a passion, you like making YouTube videos, or you like photography, you like art, anything like that, this book is perfect for you. It's called The War of Art, and it is by Stephen Pressfield. This book is all about destroying that resistance and those inner blockages that you have with art, and just going out and doing it because that's what you love to do, right? It's all about destroying resistance. This is kind of like your worst enemy now, resistance. And it's all those times where you just feel excuses to not make videos or to not go and take photos with your camera. It's all about just going out and fucking making content. And that was something I talked about in my recent video. You can watch that there. Yeah, those are my 5 book recommendations. There are tons more that you can read, just ask me. Those are great starting books if you're into any of those things. And yeah, I mean, the school system just totally brainwashes you in terms of not wanting to read. And I've definitely dealt with those kind of feelings. And so getting into self-development or reading books that actually are interesting to me has definitely changed my life. So if you enjoyed this video and you thought it was interesting, I know so much about these topics, and I've actually opened up enrollment for my new mentoring program, which is called the Blue Wolf Mentoring Program. It's all about mindset and basically turning around your social life, becoming confident in yourself, conquering social anxiety, all these things, and just living on a path to your dreams. If that sounds really interesting to you and you would like to find out more about this, sign up for a free call in the link in the description and become a Blue Wolf. So yeah, sign up for a free call and get those books. Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.